Hello, and welcome to The Right Life with me, Elaine Collier. This morning, I want to talk to you about why I started writing. Many people ask me what inspired me, why I started, and I think for me, having started at a later life, that makes them all the more curious. I started to write in 2020, right slam back in the middle of COVID. And I think probably that's when a lot of people decided they wanted to write. It was a good thing to do. We were stuck at home, we couldn't go anywhere, nothing to do much. So writing to me seemed a good way of filling my days. But then right bang in the middle of that, I got diagnosed for the second time with breast cancer. And that absolutely changed everything again for me. And because we were in the middle of COVID, my treatment and hospital visits were all the more difficult because I couldn't have anybody with me, and I really felt as if I was doing this thing on my own. And over the years, I'd learned that journaling was such a good thing to do and a great way to help you cope with your thoughts and feelings and emotions. So I started to journal my way through the process, and that was hugely beneficial for me. And as I was coming to the end of the initial process, I started to look back over what I'd written, and you know, the great thing with journaling is you start to see how far you've come, and that's a huge help. So I started to look back and read what I'd written, and yeah, some of it was pretty grim and some of it was quite amusing. And the thing that for me is, no matter what life throws at you, or throws at me, I always manage to find something amusing in the middle of it. Or it's probably my warped sense of humour, but hey, that's just who I am. But on this particular day, I was reading through, at the end of the day, I'd written, "Who knows, one day I might turn this into a book." And that's exactly what I did. So I started to write, and I used my journal as notes, and started to write about my experiences and the ups and the downs of the whole thing. And somewhere along the line in all of that, I actually had a long conversation with my son, and he said, what you really need, Mum, is a book coach who can help you bring all this together and get you to the finished product and published, if that's what you want to do. That's what I wanted to do. So I looked for someone who could help me, and I found her, and we worked together. She gave me coaching sessions. This was all done via Skype at the time. No, not Skype, we use Zoom. I think everybody took to Zoom, in everybody around the world during COVID. So that worked for us, and she helped me write the book. She got the book edited, and she eventually got the book published for me, and that book was published through Lulu Press. At that point, I had no idea what I was doing. It seemed the best option. But the funny thing was, when I'd finished that book and it was published and it was out there and I held that physical copy in my hands, there was this feeling of it's over. I actually felt bereft for a while, and I was left wondering, what now? What am I going to do next? And it was a friend who said to me, you write another book. And that's exactly what I did. I wrote another book. But what astonished me more than anything was the love and the passion I found for writing. I'd never planned to write anything. I'd never planned to be an author and write and publish books. It was never a dream of mine like it is with many authors out there. And so, I came to this I was 67 when that first book was published. It just threw me for six. So, yeah. And there we are. That's how I started my writing journey, because once I'd done that first book, I found my passion and I couldn't stop writing.